There's a method to my madness. The shot you don't see is the shot that gets you out of there.
I think he's probably the greatest motivator of all time.
I could not hear Angelo Dundee's instructions, but I am sure, knowing Angelo, he's saying, start fighting, baby, we're blowing this fight.
Boxing is the grandfather of all sports.
Foreman a bit cautious in the first round. Drop that left hook.
In boxing, it's here, the balance, reflex. There's no tougher profession than being a fighter.
Trainer Angelo Dundee is synonymous with some of the greatest champions of all time, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, and Sugar Ray Leonard. Dundee adheres to the old school ethic of hard work and his own brand of positive reinforcement.
You analyze a fighter. You look at a fighter like I'm looking at you right now. Stick when he does that. I study it. What can I do to offset that gentleman? You know, come on. That's it. Now move him over. Move him over. I put myself into the body of my fighter. See, you're too straight with the guy. Move over. That's better. How am I going to beat the sucker? There he is. There's certain things you can develop to beat the other guy. You never train one individual the same way you train another individual. You acknowledge what's there. You embellish it. You bring it out. You got to see what guy is thinking.
Getting inside that fighter's head is so important, and getting them to trust you, so when you tell them to do something, they're going to try it, because you can see a lot more from the outside than they can from the inside.
You can't make a guy think what you don't want to think.
You can never change a fighter, you know, because when the bell rings and when he gets hit, he's going to always revert back to what he is.
You can't inject stuff into a guy that don't want to be injected. In other words, you're going to hit a brick wall and you'll get resentment. You got to know how far you can go. We're none of us supernatural. We're all human beings. I think it's the guy that puts more into what he wants to be. Because nobody can push a guy to be a fighter. You got to want to be it.
Angelo trained Muhammad Ali for his entire career and guided Ali to 3 heavyweight championships. He prepared Ali for victories over heavyweight champions Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Ken Norton, Leon Spinx, and numerous other boxing greats of the 60s and 70s.
Well, see, Muhammad knew me before I knew him. He used to watch me on TV a lot. When I went to Louisville, Kentucky with Willie Pastrano, he came to see us at the Sheraton Hotel. And this was when he was an amateur. He was 16 years old. I got a call from the lobby, and it's, hey, my name is Cassie Marcellus Clay. I'm the Golden Glove champion of Louisville, Kentucky. I won the gloves in Chicago. I won the gloves in Seattle, Washington. I want to talk to you. See, the funny bit was I didn't know him because I didn't mess with amateurs. I figured the amateur guys, stick with them, and pros, do your own thing. I told Willie, I says, hey, Willie, there's some sort of a nut downstairs and he wants to come up and talk to us. Willie said, well, the TV stinks, let him come up. And this was the first meeting I ever made with the kid. 4 hours later, we were still talking. He was a student of boxing. He wanted to know how my fighters trained, how they ran, what they ate. What happened was, he came to the fights with us. So one time Louis Rodriguez fought there and I couldn't go with Louis. Muhammad went into the fights with me, carried his bag. So Muhammad knew all my fighters. And then one time I went there, he said, how come you never asked me about, working with me? I said, what can I tell you? I got a gym down in Miami Beach, Fifth Street Gym. Come down, I'll be happy to see you. And when he came to the beach, he captivated the beach. Everybody fell in love with him. I knew I had something special the way he is developing, the way he came along. He would bound up the steps in the Fifth Street Gym. Okay, Ange, line up all your bums. I'm going to knock them out today.
I'm only bold and
Taki before and after fight.
Let me see you close your mouth and just keep it closed.
Well, you know that's impossible.
No, now keep it closed.
You know that's impossible. I'm the greatest. And I'm knocking out all bums. And if you get too smart, I'll knock you out.
Now close your mouth, but just let me see you keep it closed for 10 seconds.
Well, that's impossible. You know that's impossible.
In the fall of 1974, Dundee and Ali traveled to the heart of Africa to meet one of the most feared opponents of the era and devastating punchers of all time, George Foreman. Foreman was considered to be the Mike Tyson of his generation, a merciless knockout artist who had taken out Joe Frazier inside of 2 rounds for the heavyweight title. Ali went into the fight as the underdog, withstood Foreman's vicious attack, and scored the dramatic 8th round knockout.
What happened was intriguing because we get to a country, they adopted my kid, Ali Boumaier, as soon as they get off the plane. And he was the hero, the other guy was the villain. Quiet guy, George Foreman, and you know, street tough guy, George Foreman in those days.
The first time around, I just hated everybody. When I became an Olympic champion, heavyweight champion of the world the first time, it was just pure hate, trying to get even and hurt and devastate people.
I don't have to dance and run and jump and try to beat the man punch for punch and dodge every punch. Just lay on the ropes there and let the man wail away. And after 4 or 5 rounds of blocking it and keeping the vital points, the vulnerable points covered, he's going to tire.
Muhammad had a way of feinting. He went into the middle of the ring and George was getting ready to throw a left hook and Muhammad threw a feint at him. It's a lost art in boxing today. See Muhammad sliding, moving with the hand motion, but this is strictly Muhammad Ali.
Ali looks like he's ready to go here. He's not staying away. He's going after his man. Foreman comes in. Foreman a bit cautious in the first round, looking to drop that left hook. Foreman knocks his man to the far corner. There's that left uppercut and jab to the body of Muhammad Ali.
George Foreman had a great left hook. The whole key, he used to throw like an uppercut. The whole key was not to bend, stand tall. Because George was a devastating puncher if you bend down on him.
Ali certainly dancing, slipping punches, sliding around both ways. Foreman's idea is to back him off into the corner, and when they get tight, to wail away with that vicious hook to the body of Muhammad Ali. Ali lashes out with a light left. A straight right hand. Forehead of
My expression with Muhammad was stand tall. And Muhammad always looked taller than what he was. He's only 6'2", but he looks taller because he's up there and he's up on the balls of his feet. There he is. He's utilizing the strength of the other guy, keeping him off balance. That's the whole technique. Only Muhammad could do that to you.
So far, Ali looks pretty impressive in round 1. This Foreman throws a light glancing blow, taking it to the head of Ali, but goes over the shoulder of Muhammad Ali. Ali shifts right, bounces left, takes the light left on the side of the head. While left hand.
George Foreman, I think George got to feel the strength of Muhammad. Muhammad's a very strong physical guy and don't look it because he's so smooth doing it.
And George Foreman, live by a satellite, direct from Zaire, Africa. That punch did no damage. That one did. 2 wild right hands taken on the side of the head of Muhammad Ali. Ali continues to try to tie his man up. Zach Clayton
See, he took some shots there, but Muhammad was a very strong physical guy. He was able to absorb those shots, I hate to say.
About 25 seconds left in the round.
Because I don't want him to take shots. Because the more shots you take, it shortens your career, and I won't be around working with the fighter. Great first round. Great first round. You know, all the punches that George hits my guy, I don't look at them. Oh, my guy hitting the other guy, that looks good. Great first round.
I'll never forget Angelo Dundee. I'm fighting Muhammad Ali in Zaire. And the guy got cocky, fooled around, let me get tired. But he started playing around a little bit, and I said, I got him now.
Foreman in those days was the home run hitter. Tried to take you out with a shot. And my kid was slick, smart, quicker.
Well, this is his first title fight. He's gonna be so nervous and hungry, and he always gonna see his dollar signs, and he's gonna see me in the corner. The crowd's gonna be hollering. He's gonna think he's got me, and I'm just gonna be there laughing, saying, "Come on, sucker, show me something. Come on, keep throwing them. Show me something. Keep throwing them." After 2 or 3 rounds, he's gonna. I'm gonna say, "Oh, you out of trouble? Pop! You out of trouble? Pop! You out of trouble? Pop!"
So this is what beat him. My guy let him run out of gas.
Here we go, the bell sounds, round number 8, and an even fight here, live via satellite, a video techniques presentation worldwide. Ali working to the head of George Foreman. Ali scores again with a light left hand. That time a straight
George
left
Foreman was running out of gas because of the punches he was missing. My guy sapped him by making him miss a lot of shots. That left hook, he could never nailed him with it, thank God. George is looking for the home run, but it's not there because Muhammad is slipping and sliding on him. Now, only Muhammad can get away with that stuff with the hand motion, keep him off balance. And it's what happened with George. George was kept off balance and wasn't able to land the big shot. And he tried right down to the end. George Foreman was a heck of a fighter.
Again, for Foreman, it seems
this combination that he sets him up was a beauty. Because I was chewing him up between rounds. Get him out of there, get him out of there. You got him, he's tired. And then he waited for the precise moment. It was really dramatic the way he set the guy up. Had the guy come in, still had him off balance, and hit him with the good shots. And when the guy comes in and you nail him with the shot, that really has effect on the guy.
At age 32, Muhammad Ali is bouncing around pretty good for the 24-year-old.
Only Muhammad can do that. A lot of fighters try to copy that move, that slide back, and a lot of the guys got knocked out because it was the keenness of Muhammad, the way he looked at the guy and he knew the shot was coming, he would slide it. A lot of fighters try to copy that. You can't copy that.
Try to pull a sneaky right.
Still got George off balance. A little tap on the shoulder, grabbing him, moving him. This is only Muhammad. Very few guys can do that.
Ali's cheek, the left hook again.
And that close, I mean, and that is George Foreman territory, that close. Because all the power is there. But he had negated all this power and he took it away from him. George was completely arm weary at this time.
Now, maybe this could be the tactic of Ali to let the man punch himself out. 30 seconds left in round 8.
Boy, I tell you, Muhammad had the guy right where he wanted him, keeping him off balance, hitting him the sucker shots. And there's what that dance, and there goes George Foreman. By the dance, I mean Muhammad hitting all those straight shots and getting them out of there. That was a great night. You won't see my body in there because I'm a little guy and they might tell you that jumped on me, I'd have been gone. What he did, that rope-a-dope he invented that night, I thought he was going to get knocked out of the ring and he would with the dope because the ring was up high. The ropes got loose because of the hemp, the heat. I tightened them that afternoon. I was there at 4 o'clock. The fight wasn't until 4 in the morning. And we tried to tighten the ropes, did the best we could, but the intense heat made him get stretched again. And I was afraid the kid was going to go out of the ring. In fact, you look at a lot of scenes of that fight, when he's in my corner, I was smacking him on the behind. Get the heck out of there. What are you doing? Get off of there. Come back to the corner. I said, get off the ropes. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Sure, he knew what he was doing. He was a great fighter. He made the guy miss shots, and the guy ran out of gas.
Losing to Muhammad Ali, how will I ever forget that devastation?
And the knockout was electrical.
In October of 1975, Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier fought for the third and final time in a sweltering arena in the Philippines, the fight Ali dubbed the Thriller in Manila. The fight was a brutal and violent match in which Ali dominated the opening and closing rounds and Frazier the middle. At the end of the 14th round, Frazier's trainer Eddie Futch stopped the fight. Both fighters absorbed tremendous punishment in what is regarded as one of the greatest bouts in boxing history.
We're in an indoor arena, tin roof, Araneta Arena. I don't know how two human beings survived it. I got exhausted just working the corner, seriously, going up and down the steps.
To round 6, 1/3 of the fight is over, should it go the distance. It's 15 rounds, Frazier the blue trump.
The fight in Manila was really something. There was so much electricity there. Indoor fight. Heat was intense, tin roof, Araneta Arena.
Frazier has been the aggressor all the way.
These guys were going at it, taking turns, and Joe coming at him, pressure, and Muhammad was able to sustain the pressure.
It happened when Joe landed a punch, that's why I thought it was Ali. Dancing for the first time. There. Frazier coming in low.
The uppercut too, I guess I watched George Foreman nail him with the uppercut, and I figured we could do a little uppercutting.
This is a good round for Frazier.
People are still talking about Joe Frazier. I'd have whooped the god of their boxing idol, George Foreman, He destroyed Ken Norton. He destroyed Joe Frazier, and I destroyed him. And then people, for some reason, still don't believe. They still think that this sucker is going to slip up and defeat Muhammad Ali. Well, he don't stand a chance.
Well, that's interesting. How about you, Flip?
Well, as I said earlier, Joe is really starting to smoke. It looked a little shaky.
Each fight they had, they said one couldn't be better than the other fight. But I knew this was going to be a tremendous fight.
Ali's trunks are dropping little by little. The supporter is obvious now. No knockdowns. By Ali.
Grueling fight. I don't know, both guys were magnificent that night. And that little edge was that Muhammad sucking it up, wanting it.
For the challenger. Strong and scoring heavily, even though he took a lot in this round. Frazier may have evened up the round. Leaving himself more exposed on the inside.
Very few guys can do what Muhammad does like what he's doing right now on the ropes. Keeping Joe off balance, keeping the little push, the little shove, putting the arm on the shoulder. Kept Joe just a little bit more off balance than he was accustomed to being handled because Joe was such a strong guy.
Tell everybody that I'm still in training. I haven't took a days off training since Joe Bugner. I'm dedicated to this fight the world. I tried to retire. I told the world I want to retire. He come all the way to Manila talking about he wants me. All right, he's got me. And all his men's got me. And I promise you, he will be put in another hospital. I have two punches, one called the balloon punch and one called the needle. This left jab is the balloon. It swells your head up. And this is going to pop it.
I tell you, it was an exhausting fight. I don't know how these two guys survived that long because it was sapping the strength.
Whether he gets it or not is something else.
And Muhammad was able to keep him off balance. Because, see, when you keep coming in a straight line with Muhammad, you're in trouble. Some of the shots have got to get in. You can't help it. You're vulnerable. But Muhammad makes those guys miss from sliding on him.
That he had in the middle round.
A short right hand like that, you say, how can he throw a short right hand like that and hit a guy? Well, he hit him because he was set. And then when Joe backed off a little bit, he would get nailed.
Badly hurt.
Joe took some kind of a man-sized licking. He got hit some shots. I don't know how he sustained them. What happened with Muhammad, as usual, he sucked it up, and what he did, he outsmarted Joe. It was the best, I thought this was his best performance naturally.
The doctor comes up and looks at Frazier. I think it's going to be over. It's all over.
That throw in Manila, magnificent. What a scene.
In February of 1978, Muhammad Ali lost his heavyweight title for the first and only time in the ring against Olympic gold medalist Leon Spinx. At 36 years of age, Ali was facing a street-tough opponent 12 years younger than him who battered him for 14 rounds. Even a 15th round barrage by Ali that forced Spinx into the ropes was not enough to save his belt.
I couldn't motivate him. I said, Muhammad, this guy's a tough guy. He's a rough guy. He's been, in the service, and he's a mature guy.
A little controversial, I thought maybe Ali was doing business at the time, possibly because he wanted to be the first heavyweight to win it 3 times.
What do you mean? He's a guy with 7 fights going to beat me? What do you mean? Muhammad's a tough fight.
7 months later, in September of 1978, Ali and Spinx fought a rematch in front of 75,000 people at the New Orleans Superdome. Ali was determined to win his title back, and his spirited performance coupled with he and Angelo's strategy of staying off the ropes had Spinx clearly confused. Ali emerged with a unanimous decision and became the first 3-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Round 7.
New Orleans, great town. Perfect setting for Muhammad. This was a fight that I didn't have to worry about getting Muhammad motivated.
Spinx doesn't have the formula for him this way. Well, that's the big if. That's what all the intrigue and all the game work and all the guessing.
Muhammad knew this guy was a tough individual and gave him trouble. He knew what he had to do because he knew that Spinx was one tough sucker.
And made himself an international hero.
Certainly to this point he has been the old Ali.
Muhammad counteracted whatever the guy did, and thank God he got his title back.
Spinx is losing the old steam.
He certainly not coming after him like he was.
Well, he's still bouncing, but he doesn't seem to be, as aggressive.
Spinx, even around there towards the end, he still was sneaking in those shots. But Muhammad kept them at bay, boxing like he was supposed to.
Probably asking himself, is this man really 36?
And he's also saying, I bet he's going to get tired at 6. Well, he is. He's bouncing at 7.
Muhammad was smart enough now to keep him off balance and he made him less effective. And with the moving and the sticking and keeping the guy off balance, he was able to counteract whatever he tried.
Leon is getting behind. A good uppercut that didn't land on anything but gloves, but it was well thrown. 1 minute to go, and Spinx is going to have to get a little bit more violent.
Spinx was not able to do what he did in the first fight. That was because Muhammad got ready for it, and he knew what to face. And he got that little emotional, psychological edge because he didn't think the first time this guy can give him any kind of trouble. It just shows you can't take nobody cheap. You got to be ready for anybody. Because anybody can get lucky in this profession.
30 seconds. Not counting, and round 7. And the champion's still on his toes, still moving, still bobbing, still feigning, and still tying up the champion.
Ali is luring him into these traps, and as soon as he steps in, Ali is luring the boom with the right hand.
Great fun.
They haven't landed that good.
Mom was so much better in that fight, it was scary.
Well, a good exchange. Round 7, and Ali does his little shuffle, and the crowd loves him.
Spinx gave him a good fight. He didn't have that much experience for a guy going in there with Ali. Ali, of course, was maybe a little bit over the hill at that time, but still a great fighter.
He knew the guy was a tough guy. He got ready for him. In boxing, you got to lick monotony. Because it's routine. Come in, train, spar. They all got their own lifestyle. It's a tough life. They got such a tough road to hoe. By that I mean a kid walking down the street with a lady and they'll say he's a chaser. A kid go into a bar and have a Coca-Cola, he's a drunk. They got to be very careful because they live in a glass house. They're an individual that's being looked at. It's a tough grind.
In the fall of 1981, the stage was set for welterweight champions Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns to unify their titles. Both fighters were undefeated heading into the match, which from the opening bell was an exciting back-and-forth battle which Hearns appeared to be winning when Leonard rallied in the 14th round and the fight was stopped, making Sugar Ray Leonard the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Dundee's performance in the corner that night is spoken of often among fighters, trainers, and boxing enthusiasts alike.
I always felt he could beat Hearns. Now, early in the career, they tried to make that Hearns match. They didn't know Tommy Hearns. They knew my kid because we were getting good TV exposure. So it would have been a waste. Doing it up in New England for what? You take the fights when there's a reason to take them. We held it back, and you see what an immense promotion it got to be. The impact.
Davy Pearl, the referee, waves them to action. And again, Leonard starts out dancing around.
This fight was made when it had all the emotion, all the attraction. Everybody wanted to see this fight. And if everybody wanted to see it, that means we're going to have a heck of a house.
And even with Angelo Dundee in the corner, he can't do the fighting for you.
Meanwhile, we're in round 6. Somebody better get going. Hearns has dominated the fight since round 1.
Well, when they call him the Cobra, they know what they're talking about. He's wound up tight as a spring. Good jab by Hearns.
Ray God bless him, his conditioning, his preparation, great shape. He was able to take those shots.
Leonard doesn't know where they're coming from.
Just watch him, Don. If he misses a head, he goes to the body with a jab. The man just won't let an opportunity pass without scoring. There's one to the face.
Sugar Ray trying to open up Hearns, but not doing it too well.
Sugar Ray leans in with those body shots like that. He's going to have a right hand right over his ear to show for it.
Leonard hasn't thrown a real good combination.
See, and he got Tommy Hearns doing something. He's reaching. The worst thing you can do with a fighter when you reach for the guy, then you're going to catch a shot.
He may be hoping that one punch will turn it his way. This is a possibility, but
it's always possible, but not probable.
Hearns, calm, cool, collected, is making a chopping block of Leonard now. Hearns may have been hurt. Hearns.
Great action, great motion, great. It was a fight that brought the best out of both fighters.
It's 48 seconds left. He wobbled him, but he's recovered. He wobbled Hearns. His legs are still not the same. Now he's wobbled Leonard.
They've both been in trouble here. This is a battle of attrition. Leonard takes a good punch. So does Hearns.
That was a great round. It really, really got the fans really excited.
12 seconds to go.
Leonard is in better shape at this point.
When Sugar Ray Leonard was fighting, I think it was Tommy Hearns, you're blowing it, son, you're blowing it, famous line, and it woke the fighter up.
Hey man, you're blowing it.
Round 14, Leonard actually runs out there. You'll remember.
Now this fight was very much, questionable what was going to happen because they were taking turns doing numbers on each other. I felt that Ray was ahead because he was dominating the pace and he was keeping them off balance. And he was hurting them more than Tommy Hearns was hurting my kid. But you never take nothing for granted. Because, if the kid asks me how am I doing, I says, it's close, it's close.
Hearns warned not to leave his hand sticking out there. Hearns reflexes.
Tommy Hearns, big, tall, lean guy, and that jab gave Ray trouble. Ray had a slip on that jab.
Yeah, but he throws a punch and he stays there.
2 minutes left in the round. Round 14.
Now Ray's looking to set him up. He's throwing the feints, throwing the motions, and he's trying to get him where he will nail him. And you see, boom, there goes the shot.
Oh! That nailed it.
And now he doesn't have enough time. Now it's minute 44. Time is running out on Tommy Hearns.
He's got Tommy Hearns running. Now when you got the other guy running, and he's the aggressor, then you know you're in good shape.
Hearns is in real trouble.
Hearns got a punch. Hearns has got to give him some respect.
Davey Pearl, the referee, he could have stopped that fight early on when he went through, but he didn't stop it. He stopped it at the right time.
The referee is stopping the fight. I don't believe this.
I don't believe that either.
Oh, no.
I don't believe that. It was too great a fight for it to be stopped.
I mean, there were so many different swings in that fight, but then, when it had to be, he came up with that line, and it was just a perfect line for Ray to hear. I mean, it's just what Ray needed, at that time. So it was just great timing when to say it. He saved it for the right moment. Maybe if he didn't say that, he might have blown the whole fight.
In 1987, Sugar Ray Leonard emerged from a 5-year layoff to challenge the formidable Marvin Hagler for the middleweight championship of the world. Hagler had held the championship for 7 years and was considered to be one of the all-time greats of the middleweight division. The bout was a classic, considered by most to be Ray Leonard's greatest fight ever, a high-energy battle of boxer versus puncher. Leonard's gritty performance earned him a hard-fought split decision and the undisputed middleweight championship of the world.
Well, a lot of guys said that was nuts, taking the fight. Well, actually, he took it. He wanted it because it's big. But he had been off. But I know Ray. Ray's always doing something. He's always doing roll work. I guarantee you today he does roll work.
Petronelli tells Hagler to slug, get out there, put some pressure on, be aggressive, roll with him.
You know, Tim, all these fights have ebbs and flows. Now, Leonard was very...
A lot of people didn't know. Hagler was not left-handed. He was right-handed. So I told Ray, don't fight him like you fight a southpaw. You know, go away from the left hand. Go towards the left hand, where the strength was here.
Able to escape, however. Joe continues to be
Hagler was just so slow getting off when he has them down the ropes.
Great fight. This had to be a great fight. Because everybody said Ray couldn't do it because he hadn't fought in a while and he's coming back after a long layoff. But what people didn't know, this kid's an athlete. Ray outfought him, he outboxed him, he outsmarted him. And what he did, he kept sliding on the guy.
That was the best punch of the fight. Hagler, best punch of the fight. For Hagler.
Hagler backing up Leonard into the Leonard corner. Short right uppercut.
I mean, Hagler was so frustrated, you notice they try to hit him with a clubbing shot. You know, you'll see he tried to club him, and he couldn't because Ray wouldn't let him do it to him.
Look at that determination of Ray Leonard. You talk about a champion.
What a display.
Absolutely gritted his teeth. Look at him go.
Again, in the middle of the ring, and Hagler stays there and punches back. A right by Leonard.
What a display, Tim.
Ray was slipping and sliding to make sure he don't catch that many shots. But Hagler would dog you, bully you, push you, tried everything on Ray. But Ray, people didn't know how physically strong Ray was.
Waiting over there on the far side. Again, Hagler gets the best of it. But Leonard just keeps firing.
Leonard is punching in desperation out of him.
Watch the expression on the fans. They're really thrilled and intrigued about what's happening in there.
He's trying it, Tim. Look at those eyes. Yeah, but he tries to be tricky. Nothing's going to help him, though, Tim. Not when he's tired. Look the way he's tired now.
Hagler trying to find openings. Maybe a little arm weary. He's not throwing it up, punching.
Well, we said they were going to have to fight, and they're fighting.
They're both exhausted from this round.
Ray really fought a great fight that night. I was proud of him. This was the key. The movement, fighting the guy like a couple of times. He outpunched the guy. When Hagler threw 3 or 4 punches, he threw 5 or 6.
That fight was incredible, and seeing Sugar Ray actually fight off the ropes, throw maybe 20 punches, unanswered punches, and spinning off the ropes. And again, that goes back to a boxer being a brawler, just straight up boxing.
Of course, I grew up with Marvin Hagler. I fought his brother Sims 3 times in the amateurs, and me and Marvin were good friends, so I thought he won the fight. But I watched it on tape now. It was a very close fight, and I think Leonard stole the show. He got the crowd behind him, and he could do that, you know, and Hagler wasn't that type of guy. He was more just a blue-collar type of guy, hard worker and so forth, but he didn't have the charisma that Sugar Ray Leonard had.
The thing about this whole fight is if there ever was a human being that could beat Marvin Hagler, it was Sugar Ray Leonard. And we just had to get everything in the position to lick him. And I had a great talent to work with. It was an intelligent fight. Ray Leonard deserved that fight. He won it. I was proud because there's a guy that beat the fearsome Marvin Hagler.
Angelo is very important. Muhammad Ali is fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world again, and he's fighting Holmes. Larry Holmes, a devastating puncher and boxer, and he's getting the best of him. Now, Angelo's got all of these guys who love and worship Muhammad Ali out there, and even public. When he saw that the guy had had enough, he spoke up. "I'm the chief second. The fight is over. I stopped." I said right then, when I saw the film, if I ever fought again, I'd have to have Angelo Dundee in my corner, someone who would not be scared to tell me it was enough. I had enough.
His training method is like old school. I mean, he don't change his mind about anything. He explains something, he puts it simple. Doesn't sound complex. He just says it one time and I understand. And I know what he wants me to do.
Well, outside of it being an honor to have Angelo, I'm very fortunate. One of the greatest trainers in the history of boxing, working with me and being a student of the sport, and having a professor taking me to school.
He got tremendous patience, more than I ever gonna have. And his honesty. I mean, in this sport, as a boxer, if you don't have a trainer that you can rely on, you're pretty much alone. Because the trainer is the one who's always gonna be closest to the fighter, probably closer than their wives sometimes, or their girlfriends. So he's tremendous on that. He's one of us. I mean, he comes in and his life, he just, when he steps in the gym, I mean, everything just turns up a notch. It's incredible.
Oh, you know, he's going to go down as one of the greatest trainers of all time. You're going to have arguments of who's greater, him or Eddie Fudge, or, you know, it's going to, you know, it's definitely a Hall of Famer already, and of course, you know, and I talked to Dundee about that a little, Angelo. A couple months ago I saw him at a fight, and he says, you know, it's just the good times that you have. That's what the memories are, not so much the fights. You know, just the memory of the good times of, you know, being in those huge fights with Ali and so forth. That's just great memories, I'm sure. But you know, he says it's all about the experience. You know, just it was great to be part of that. I've known him for a long time, since I was an amateur and so forth, and he's always been someone to look up to.
I enjoy working with the individuals I work with. It's great when you work with great talent and the people respect it. Heck, I had something to do with it. I was there, you know what I mean? What did I do? My accomplishments, I'm a fight guy.